The Real Talk Sports Show live from ATL to Tampa, coming up right now. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. This is our pop-up edition, giving you some more coverage from Super Bowl 55. I'm your host and minister, Jonathan Simmons, and it's evening time here on the East Coast. Those of you out there on the West Coast, you still probably got a little bit of light in the day, but the sun is going down here in the East Coast. We are just literally less than 24 hours away from Super Bowl 55, coming to you from Tampa Bay, which is literally right down the road from Atlanta, less than 6 hours, less than an hour on the flight. And we're going to bring you some updates and some previews and some clips of some of the interviews that went on, most of them virtual, of course, from Super Bowl 55. And, if we're going to do it, we have to bring up our co-host who's actually there on the scene, doing some great stuff there. I believe she's in the green room. There she is, Miss Tree Dolman in the building.
Hello.
How you be?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Good to see you as always. It is good to have you back in the ATL. Tell people a little bit about how your trip was down to Tampa Bay.
The trip to Tampa Bay was pretty awesome. It was a little weird with the weather. Some days it was warm, some days it was a little cool and breezy, but overall it was just so nice to see the excitement from Tampa. Even when you land in the airport, there were people cheering and greeting as you came off through security to go and get your bags and go to the cars. And of course, the city is just painted everywhere with Super Bowl 55 everywhere. And it's just a joy to see. All of the Tampa Bay people were so excited and they are so happy to see their team playing in the Super Bowl.
Well, no doubt. It's good stuff to, like I said again, see all that stuff. We've had a chance to see it before. And it is really fantastic how the whole town just gets all caught up. And there's Super Bowl memorabilia and stuff going on everywhere. You got the flags. You got stuff coming from all 50 teams. So it really was great stuff to see that. And we're going to let people see some clips that are going on from that a little bit later on in the broadcast. Well, tonight you got the NFL honors that are going on tonight where players are going to get all the awards, MVP, Walter Payton Man of the Year. So that will be starting, I think, right around the 9 o'clock hour. So that'll be announced today. And, of course, we'll have some videos and pictures either later on this evening or tomorrow. But very, very exciting as the NFL now picks their best men, so to speak.
It is. And I know it's a great honor. This is what it's all about. You play and you work hard the entire year, of course, to go to Super Bowl. But it's nice for players to get recognized for all of their hard work that they do on and off the field.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, some of these guys are kind of unsung heroes in their various towns. And it is, in fact, good to see that these guys are really get some recognition, for what they do off the field as well as on the field. But, of course, you are going to get some on-the-field recognition. You'll get the MVPs and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see who the big winners are after the end tonight.
It definitely will be. I'm excited. I can't wait to see who comes away with some awards.
All right, so also you had some events that we talked about on the show a few weeks ago. You did a little golfing, I hear, down in Tampa?
I did. I was blessed to be the golf ambassador for the Women of Color Golf for their inaugural 9-hole golf classic in partnership with the Tampa Bay, the NFL Alumni Tampa Bay chapter. And it was such a wonderful event. It was actually a lot warmer that morning than I thought it was going to be. And you know how typically the weather gets warmer throughout the day. And so I was excited. I said, if it feels like this at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be pretty good later on. And everybody said, no, it's going to get colder throughout the day. And I said, okay, which it did. So originally I was supposed to golf with the women and with the men. But when we were coming off and before I was speaking, because I was the keynote speaker at the brunch, It was really cold and really windy. It felt like it was around 11 or 12 degrees outside. And so I passed on golfing with the men, but I hit in this beautiful birdie putt. It was about a 25, 30 footer, and it was awesome. And my whole team went ballistic.
What? You got a birdie? Come on now. What you know about that short game play? What you know about that?
Yes. A one
Well,
putt.
well, it's listen, man. It's always good when you go on the links. Like I said, I did hear that it was a little unseasonably cold for Florida, but nevertheless, you got some great shots from us showing some things that were going on at the Tampa Bay Riverwalk / Yacht Village area. So just some great stuff to kind of see all that stuff and just to see kind of what people were doing. It looked like people were out and about and doing the regular thing. They were out roller skating and all that kind of good stuff. So it was really just good to see that.
It was so many people were running by me, going on their daily jogs, people out walking their children, walking their dogs. It was just a lot of fun. Everybody stopping to get pictures. You could just tell that it was just a beautiful sight, and everybody enjoyed just being down there and running and walking through.
Well, yeah, and like I said, I mean, the Super Bowl, it's a little weird this year with the dynamic, everything kind of being like virtual world, and it's just really kind of weird. As a matter of fact, really, even all of our interviews, we couldn't do anything in person. Everything was just kind of, like I said, on virtual. And as a matter of fact, we're going to get a little clip here. I think we'll try to pull this up here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Antonio Brown. And so you know his story. He was a guy that was actually out of the league, been out of the league twice. But TB12, Tom Brady, his good teammate, brought him back. And let's just see if we can peek in here on the press conference with Antonio Brown. Let's take a peek. Hopefully all of our technology is working properly. And here we go, a little Antonio Brown.
Antonio, you hear me?
I hear you.
All right. Thank you for joining us for today's Super Bowl 55 media availability with Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Antonio Brown. We're going to have our first question from Brian DeArdo of CBS Sports.
Hey, Antonio, congratulations on making it to the Super Bowl. I guess just talk about you're going to be facing one of your old teammates, Le'Veon Bell. I guess talk about the journey that you and him have made since your time in Pittsburgh, and what were some memories of having him as a teammate during that time in your career?
It's been a blessing, man, to see him flourish and to be in this moment and opportunity. I know he don't take for granted. Just to see the work we put in, the things we persevered through, to be in this position, I'm sure he's grateful.
Okay, we're going to go over to Jenna Lane from ESPN.
Hey, Antonio, I know it was difficult for you suffering that knee injury. Can you just give us an update on that and how you're feeling and what kind of things you're doing to hopefully get better in time for the game?
Well, I was at practice today, going over the details. And, I continue to arrow pointed up as the weeks continue to unfold.
Okay, we're going to go over to Karen Garesian.
Hi, Antonio.
How you doing?
Good. Tom Brady just talked a little bit about your relationship and how he enjoys helping people. How much of that help by Tom has kind of gotten you back into the game and where you are right now?
I mean, a lot of his help has gotten me in the game and helped me get to this point where I'm at right now. Helped me grow as a person, physically, mentally, emotionally, and he kind of put some things in perspective, sharpening my tools, making sure that I got plans upon my goals, and I'm not letting any outside noise diffuse that plan.
We'll go over to Michael McQuaid.
Hey, Antonio. You've got a lot of fans over here in Ireland, and we just want to congratulate you, obviously, getting to the big game this weekend. You've had some relevant man so far in your career. How are you finding this whole prep this week? Obviously, very virtual. Do you miss the whole media day atmosphere?
Well, I'm just extremely grateful to be in this position, here preparing with my teammates to accomplish our goals.
Thanks, man.
Interesting there, too. You can see a lot more subdued Antonio Brown. Definitely a guy that seems to have all the changes he went through has impacted him. No
Antonio,
doubt.
can you hear me?
Yeah,
Definitely.
All right, we'll go over to Phil Jones.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, good afternoon, Antonio. How you doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good. Excellent. Your path from Pittsburgh to the Super Bowl has been tumultuous, to say the least. What does it mean to you to be here right now?
I'm just extremely grateful. Extremely grateful, man. Here with my teammates, preparing to do what we set out to do, man. I'm just extremely grateful. Appreciation, gratitude, and extremely.
We're going to go over to Sarah Walsh from the NFL Network.
We're going to stop right there. You can see, yeah, he definitely is a guy that is, it's come a long way. I mean, much more contrite than in times past. And it's funny because when I first looked at that, and I don't want to be funny, but it kind of reminds me of those movies, like when they kind of like kidnap you, they kind of hit you some of that knockout juice. They got you. Okay, just say what we tell you. Don't be quiet. Don't say anything. That's what I mean. I'm not trying to mock the man, but it just didn't he seem like, yes, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Did he? I mean, for real. I mean, it
I was
seemed
not
like,
prepared. I mean, it is like night and day.
is it?
It is like night and day from
I'm just saying. I mean, he looked like. I mean, let me go. Let me see if I can go back to that clip again. Let me see if I can go back to that a little bit and see if we got some more of that clip.
Hi, Antonio. What would it take, I guess, to keep you off the field Sunday, given what's on the line for you and this team?
Well, I'm just focused on preparation for the game, and I'm not worried too much of what that all entails.
Okay, we're going to go over to Greg Allman.
Hey, Antonio, I know your mind is on Sunday, but you'll be a free agent in the spring. How important is it for you to be able to come back and be a part of this team again next year?
Well, that's all for next year, man. I'll be doing myself and my teammates a disservice to talk about next year. We just singularly focus on this game ahead of us and the preparation of what all that entails.
We're going to go over to Tom Rock from News.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like, Antonio, just follow the script. Don't say anything. Just be quiet.
Hey, great answer.
Right, but I mean, at the end of the day, seriously, I mean, I'm being funny, but to some degree, though, it takes that. I mean, when you've had like any kind of miscues, and it is, I can tell people. I mean, when you have been kind of smelling yourself a little bit, and you do find yourself humbled, you do be walking a little, steps be a little softer. Yeah, you kind of slow your roll a little bit. But here's the thing: the bottom line is, a lot of people felt the guy would never get back in the league. And again, I'm not trying to condone any kind of violence that he did against any of his girlfriends or trainers or threats. I'm not endorsing any of that stuff. But I always felt, to me, it seemed like, and another guy pointed this out, Antonio was playing against the Cincinnati Bengals, and he took just a ridiculous hit from, I think the linebacker is, I want to say his name is Von Burkett. He's been known for these kind of knockout hits. And really, ever since that big hit, Antonio really never seemed to be the same mentally. So who knows? I mean, maybe the guy kind of, took those hits. It kind of, distorted reality for a little bit for him, because he, like you said, he seemed like a different guy. I mean, it don't seem like the same guy at all. Just saying.
Yeah, he does. But it's nice to see him humbled and
no doubt.
And to put team first, because that's what it's all about. Especially when you're playing for the Super Bowl, it's all about the team before yourself.
And I'll tell people again, the other thing that is nice to see is that there is redemption. Again, I don't want to get into the whole idea or the political aspect of who gets more chances. And maybe if he was like a secondary player, he wouldn't have got the shot. It's all irrelevant. The bottom line is that he has gotten this shot. You got a guy like Tom Brady, who's considered by most people be the greatest quarterback ever to play the game, to actually befriend Antonio. He talked about that earlier in the interview. And then to find yourself playing the Pittsburgh team that had been an annual favorite for Super Bowl, be off that team for a year, get a shot with Brady in New England, get bounced out of there, and then to find another year with COVID, everything going on, to find himself in the Super Bowl. I mean, the guy's got to be elated. I mean,
I'm sure. And I'm sure he's happy to even be playing in the NFL.
Who you telling? I mean, but it was an incredible story. I mean, absolutely incredible story. And let's go to social media here for just a second here. And we got some folks from social media. Oh, man, Affiliate Man is in the building. And he says he hears now the Falcons may take Alabama cornerback in the first round. That's Patrick Surtain, and we talked about that. And we got Blackie number 2 saying, "Hey y'all, what's up?"
Hey
and
y'all.
Right now he's asking who will win. Okay, it's a setup question. All right, Ms. Goldman, who will win? Here we go.
I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have found in the past not to go against Tom Brady. And I think it will be a close game, a close matchup. And I had to really do some thinking on this one because, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're a great team. They have a lot of great pieces that they can put together. And I do not think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will win by a lot, but I do see them getting the victory. And I think that Tom Brady is going to really do his thing tomorrow. So who are you picking?
I will admit, I originally was thinking Kansas City, and I was actually thinking Kansas City might be able to beat them by double digits. But the one thing I did forget was the fact that they have not one, not two, but 3 of their offensive linemen that will be out. So, facing a Tampa Bay team that already has a very, very good pass rush, can get you good presence up the middle, and then with Devin White coming off of virtually everywhere, they're going to be they would have been a very formidable task for a fully healthy Kansas City offensive line. But now you got 3 guys basically coming into the Super Bowl and having played different positions they haven't played. Yeah, it's going to be a situation, I think, as far as that's concerned. So I'm going to, dang it, I hate to do it, but I might have to pledge my allegiance to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and go with them. So that's it. That's I guess we're going to have to go with Tampa Bay, as much as I don't want to do that. You listen to the Real Talk Sports Show again, folks, on every media outlet we can. We're coming to you on social media. We are on YouTube live and also on demand. We also want to give a big shout out to those of you on Periscope. I know you're going to be Twitter TV very, very soon, but we appreciate all those of you watching us on the replay. Appreciate all those of you who are sharing the broadcast there, and also want to give a big shout out to you people who are starting to join us now on Twitch. Let's go here back to social media here again. Affiliate Man, he says Brady wins. Everybody's kind of going for Brady here, so we already know what time it is. Everybody's leaning toward Mr. Thomas Brady. He is such a warrior. And listen, I can give the guys props. I mean, I'm not going to try to make it seem like the guy is he's one of the all-time best. You got to give him kind of his props on that. Let's go back out to social media here. Let's see what else we have here. We got David. Looks like David Morris from Facebook. He said NFL is fake, and the Super Bowl is bought and paid for. Uh-oh. You know what happened? He heard me in the barbershop. That's what all this is about. He done heard me in the barbershop. Well, I mean, listen, so now you guys mentioned that a little bit. I'm not gonna say all the games, but I do believe that some of the games the outcome is predetermined. And the reason why I say that is because that there are times where there's some very crazy calls by the referee, some very odd and strange calls by the coaches. So I'm not saying a lot. And I'm not trying to show, but it's every now and then I watch again, I go, what kind of shenanigans were going on there? Let's go back to social media here. Affiliate Man says, oh, snap. We got some shade going back and forth on social media. Affiliate Man says, stay off the juice. He says, stay off the sauce, baby. Well, listen, I mean, at the end of the day, here's what I think. The bottom line is it should be a good game tomorrow. Again, the factors that made me kind of thinking that Kansas City might not be up to the task. Number one, they have lost 3 pieces off their offensive line. So that's a problem off the rip. Number 2, this conversation that the weather is going to be stormy and rainy. And Tree, you and I know that one of the things that can slow down speed is wet and sloppy. So if those 2 things are in effect, I think it's going to really play into the hands of Tampa Bay, who I think their running attack might be just a shade better as far as their prior running attack with Jones and Fournette. So if all those things come to play, I think that Tampa Bay is going to be set up. And plus, they're playing at home. They know that field better than anybody else in the NFL.
Yes, I do think that the home field advantage will give a slight advantage for them. And with the weather, I'm not sure, because pretty much all football players playing in rain and slippery weather. So we'll see. But again, Tampa Bay does have the slight edge with the home field advantage that has never been used before in the Super Bowl. So
isn't that crazy?
We'll see what happens.
It just seems all slim shady to me. Tom Brady, 10th. I'm into these numbers now. It's 10th Super Bowl. He wins to be the 7th win. First team ever to play at home. Seems a little all too sad for me. Anyway, let's go to social media again.
Not to forget all of what he's done to even get here, leaving New England. And now he comes to a new team and takes that new team to the Super Bowl. I mean...
Almost, I can give you guys props. I mean, no doubt about it. Okay, Emily say here, it is saying this is, I can't read that. It looks like
Will you attend a Braves game?
Confetti Cake number 2 says, will you attend a Braves game
unvaccinated?
Unvaccinated this year. Yeah, I've been attending all the other games unvaccinated. Well, I'm going to start doing that now. I'm just saying. All right, let's go here. Also, Affiliate Man says, and Andy's son was in a car wreck. That's got to weigh on Andy. Yeah, see, all these things. I mean, just a lot of things just don't add up now for Kansas City. I mean, like you said again, the injuries you can't help. Tree, and I'm sure your late husband talked to you about that injuries happen in the game. That's just the way it is. You're an athlete. Injuries happen anytime. So I'm not going to say that's involved in any type of game alteration, but it's just weirding me out that now all of a sudden, Andy's son gets into a wreck, which is going to create a scandal because a woman actually was seriously injured. A child was seriously injured in the wreck. It's just some crazy stuff going on. And I all I can say is I just want to see a good game. I'm not going to get a conspiracy buff because y'all will take me off the air. I already know that. So I want to stay on the air. I don't want anybody coming, knocking on the door talking about, are you Mr. Simmons? We've got some documentation here on you. We need to kind of see you outside. Well, look, guys, listen, don't go anywhere. We're going to be talking more and give you more updates from Tampa and from the ATL. This is our Super Bowl 55 preview pop-up show. Listen to the Real Talk Sports Show on every single platform we can think of. Keep it locked right here. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere, okay, please. Don't go away.
Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
Nothing better than the sound of diesel in the morning. And what better place to get high horsepower diesel than the all-new 2020 Ford F-250, now with 475 horsepower and over 1,000 foot-pound of torque. You know where to get it? From me, the minister, Jonathan Simmons at Allen Vigil Ford Commercial Sales. Because you know why? I'm the commercial truck guy in a shirt and tie. All right, we're back here. You listen to the Real Talk Sports Show as our Atlanta to Tampa recap here. I'm your host, Mr. Jonathan Simmons, and the beautiful lady right next to me is the lovely Miss Tree Dolman, and she was actually on the scene showing us all the great stuff that was going on down in Tampa. Also, I mean, you were everywhere. You were like the woman about town. I mean, like you were on the golf course, like you were, getting photo shoots. You were out by the river walk. I mean, like you were like this everywhere. So we appreciate you kind of holding it down for the Real Talk Sports Show and looking glamorous and elegant as you always do while you're doing it. So we appreciate you.
Wow, I thank you.
So if we look around these guys here, we're having, as always, we have new technology. So we've been trying to share our screen. That's one of the new things. Big shout out to the people at StreamYard. that now allow us to kind of easily share our screen so you guys can see some of these videos. Right now, of course, like with anything new, we have a little skip and a hitch, but we hopefully bring you guys some more video as the show goes on. So let's shift now to one of our favorite topics, the Atlanta Falcons. Everybody's kind of wondering what these guys can do to get back to this game. And it's hard to believe, Trita, it was just 4 years ago, that I found myself in Houston, Texas, looking at a score of 28-3 with about 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. I'm thinking, oh, baby, Atlanta finally going to win the title. And all of a sudden, just went downhill. But I'm saying to say this. Clearly, this team, I know obviously guys are older, 4 years in any type of sport is almost like an eternity. But nevertheless, you still have a lot of the fundamentals. You have Matt Ryan, you have Julio Jones, you have Deion Jones, you have Grady Jarrett. So you do have some of the pieces off of that team that are still there. What do you think it's going to take for the Falcons to kind of climb their way back into being Super Bowl contenders?
Well, I think they need to get a few more pieces on their roster. And the number one piece that I think is missing is just a coach that is really going to dig in and motivate them to where they have that championship mentality. As you talked about with the Super Bowl, that huge lead that they blew is because they were already celebrating and they were excited thinking that, oh, we've won this game, we've won. But guess what? The clock had not struck zero and you had not won. And so they stopped playing because they were just going through the motions instead of making sure that they were really playing like they were down to finish the game. And then Tom Brady came back and they beat them. And it is the worst, one of the worst comebacks in the history of the game. And you just need better coaching, I think, because if you have coaches that constantly remind you, hey, we may be up, but we still come out like the score is 0-0 when we come out at halftime. And the fourth quarter is when you play extra hard. You play hard throughout the entire game, but the fourth quarter is
welcome to the Super Bowl 55.
No doubt. Speaking of Tom Brady and, kind of keeping your eye on the ball. So I'm going to let you guys probably recognize this guy here. This young man got a lot of headlines because of a comment that Tom Brady made to him in the locker room after he found himself in tears celebrating the win. But let's go ahead and take a listen to Tampa Bay linebacker Lavonte David as he talked about his experience here in the Super Bowl for the very first time. And I'll tell you what is, brother.
With Lavonte David, we will start with questions. We're going to begin with Khalil Cage from CBS Sports.
All right. We'll get a question eventually. So we can speed it up a little bit.
Down.
For 4 years, being in the Midwest for 4 years, and then coming back to Florida, my home state, and to be able to play for a football team not far from home, and being able to play in front of family, and then being able to live out my dream. 8 years in this organization. As you all know, been rough. Had some hard times, had some good times. But all that paid off, man. We in this position right now today. And we're just trying to, just seize this moment, me especially, just looking back and doing what all things I had to do to get here. And just being able to be in this moment right now and just taking it all in.
Next, we'll go with Ben Standing.
Hey, Lavonte. You guys have obviously faced some really good offenses and quarterbacks. Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers. You're about to get Pat Mahomes. The playoff journey that started for you guys against Washington with guy nobody kind of knew in Taylor Heineke. And I'm just wondering from that game, what, if anything, from that game do you think kind of maybe helped get you guys going in the direction? Obviously, a very good team already, but was there anything from that game that kind of, the first taste of this year's postseason kind of helped you guys kind of get where you are?
Yeah, we made a lot of mistakes that first game. A lot of mistakes that, fortunately for us, they didn't capitalize off of. And not being able to, just stay focused for a whole 4 quarters. Man.
So you can hear there in that interview, he talks about the whole idea of just basically coming back from where they were with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay had not been to postseason in almost 20 years. And the interesting thing is that, and we'll stop the interview right here, that Tom Brady basically did something which I think that, I'm not sure I use the same language, but did something that I felt that somebody should have said, even the Falcons fans, when they were getting ready to leave. He saw Levante in the locker room, basically in tears. And a couple other guys were kind of crying because, this was a big deal. They had not been there. And they said all of a sudden, from the other side of the locker room, they hear Tom Brady screaming, "Hey, you guys are blanket crying over there. Stop blanket crying." They were just like startled. And he said to him, "Stop blanket crying because we're not finished yet." And see, that in a nutshell shows you why the guy has played in 10 Super Bowls and why he's won 6 of them. The mentality is that, hey, I'm not just here to, get to the playoffs. I'm not just here to get to the Super Bowl. The object and the goal for every team at the end of every season is to be the last man standing. And that's the attitude I don't think I've seen, not only with the Falcons, but in Metro Atlanta teams in general. I haven't seen it with the Braves. I haven't seen it with the Hawks. I haven't seen it with the Georgia Bulldogs. All these teams and their fans seem to get all janked up to get to the game, but then don't understand that the whole idea is to come home with the trophy. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do understand the Brady mentality. I remember watching the football games and they were showing him cussing his teammates out. And a lot of people were just like, "Oh my goodness." And I'm like, that's what happens when you play with greatness. It's a different type of mentality. I know even when I'm on the volleyball court, I'm all about playing and it's all serious. I'm not out there just to play games. I'm out there to win. And I do understand that. So that mentality, it does go a long way. It is how you play the game, but it's also your mental. So I can understand with him saying, "Hey, stop crying." Yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl, but we haven't won the Super Bowl yet. We need to actually win the Super Bowl. Once you win the Super Bowl, cry all you want because the mission is complete at that point. And I do understand what you're saying because we do have a lot of teams in Atlanta where they work hard, they get to the game, but then when the big game comes, it's like, "Where are you? Hello? Hello?"
Yeah, see, that's what seriously, because look, at the end of the day, what you see with these guys is what I call is the Atlanta teams are missing the clutch gene. We have very few guys that have come here and played that are able to really make things happen in clutch. Now, I will say this, in the early part of Matt Ryan's career in the regular season, that's how he got that nickname Matty Ice, because he was a guy that at one point had led the NFL in active quarterbacks and come from behind victories, and he seemed to have it. Now, of course, once he got into postseason play, until the year they went to the Super Bowl, it seemed like he lost it. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a guy that can come in here and under the pressure of playoffs and championship play, when they absolutely got to have a play done, we got somebody to make the play.
Yes, and that's what we need. We need people when it's time to make those great plays. We need people when the game is on the line, that they're not the ones thinking, "Oh, don't throw me the ball, don't throw me the ball," or "I hope I don't get thrown the ball because I may miss it." No, we want people out there who are demanding the ball. Throw me the ball. I want the ball. Give me the ball in crunch time because I am going to make the play. It's all in that mentality. It's all mental.
It's like what's his name said, Keyshawn Johnson. He just give me the blank ball. He wrote a book. Just give me the daggone ball.
Hey,
clutch time out, and that's what you really want. You want somebody that says, again, when the money's on the line, whether it be baseball, you want that pitcher Game 7. So look at, man, I know I pitched in Game 5, but I got it. Give me the rock. I'm going to take this thing. And that's what Atlanta has been missing all this time. And that's what we need. That's why I said I don't care who you pick in the draft. I just want somebody going to come in here and be a game changer. If it's Patrick Surtain, the cornerback, that's great. But I want a guy that if you're going to bring him in, then for me, his play has to be at the level of like a Jalen Ramsey or Jamal Adams. He's got to be a game changer. I can't have my number 4 pick just be an okay guy or a starter. He got to be a guy that if we got a 10-year career, I need him to be a Pro Bowl half of them 10 years. I'm just saying.
Oh, definitely. When you have the number 4 pick, you definitely need somebody who is going to come in and make a difference right away. And like you said, you need a game changer. You need somebody that's going to the Pro Bowl every year. We need somebody making history and setting records for the Atlanta Falcons. That's what the number 4 pick does. So whoever they go with, that's what we need from them.
I'm just saying I want to see again someone that has that gene and really basically like a Grady Jarrett, because Grady Jarrett is one of the few guys on this team. No, I don't want to disrespect Julio, but like the thing, as great as Julio is, he doesn't really score touchdowns the way you would think a guy that is such a legendary player, because that's what you need from the wide receiver position. Yeah, you need the catches, you need to move the ball, but you need somebody that, you get in the red zone, they can score touchdowns. So Grady Jarrett's a guy that people know if we don't double team block him, either he's going to make a big play and stop on the run, or he's going to get a sack, or he's going to harass the quarterback. So that's what I want from the offensive side. I want a guy that's going to be a game changer, or as the departed GM we had, Thomas Mitchell, said, a game record. That's what I want. Offense or defense. It don't count. You can pick who you want. So that's really, seriously, that's it. That's what it gets down in a nutshell for me, because if you look at Tampa Bay, if you look at Kansas City, they have guys, both of those teams have guys that are game records. Guys that if you don't pay attention, they can single-handedly basically, beat you. Whether it be Tom Brady, even to some degree Mike Evans at the wide receiver spot, this rookie Devin White, the linebacker, and hopefully we'll get a little bit of his interview a little bit later. All these guys are guys that he made plays against New Orleans and against Green Bay that changed the outcome of the game. And that's what you need.
Oh, yeah, we definitely need playmakers.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't care what, who, what, when, where, where you, like I said, on defense, offense, I don't care as long as you can make an impact. You my man. I'm with you. We down with the cause. That's it. What I'm trying to do is, guys, I'm trying to pull up some of our clips and our videos here because I did want to let you guys get a peek. We actually have it on Instagram, some other platforms. Tree was nice enough to post it. And, of course, you guys go to YouTube, go to our YouTube page. And we actually did a pop-up show the other night where we actually had Tree live on the scene down on the Riverwalk. And you saw the yachts behind her, the sunset coming down, giving you basically a real great idea of what it looked like in Tampa Bay on the scene. So like I said, again, hopefully we'll be able to pull that up for you guys, and you guys might be able to see it for yourself and not just take my word for it. I see it up. I think I found it. There it is. I have to get the right name. It says Tampa E Video. So let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. We're taking another quick little break here. Listen to the Real Talk Sports Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports. What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
My man, Mr. J.B. Smooth, comedian par excellence, a really funny guy, and a nice guy, very, very nice guy. And, of course, you guys remember some of those other guys, Tim Tebow, and some of the guys were nice enough to stop by. That was when we, a couple of years ago, covered the college football championship when it was played at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and we were on the blue carpet, and it was aptly named the blue carpet because that was the night that there was record-breaking cold in Atlanta. The temperature that night on the blue carpet was 9 degrees.
Woo!
We were standing by the heat lamp. They had heat lamps out there. I had my full down parka. We had other people with furs on. It did not matter. We were out there for an hour and a half. I mean, it was Frosty the Snowman time in a big way. I mean, it was crazy cold. It was like that stuff you thinking, hey, I'm originally from Connecticut, and of course you're from Michigan. So I mean, you know, we've been there, done that, but it's been a minute. Yeah, it was yeah, very, 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 very cold. Like I said, guys, like to get your opinion. Who do you think is going to win the big game tomorrow? You can go ahead and put your comments in on social media. Put it in the comments, and we'll pull you guys up. And this is what it looks like. If we select your question, we will see you, and it will be just like this. Bam. And that was the question earlier before. Will you attend a Braves game unvaccinated? And I got to ask you guys a question. Okay, how many of y'all out there will get that vaccine? Raise your hand, please. Hello? I don't see nobody. What y'all doing? Y'all not going to get it? All right. Well, anyway, that might be a private question, so I'll leave that alone. Let's go to a tree as far as attending games, covering games. I mean, once kind of they give us the all system go. Are you ready to rock and roll, get out there and do some in-game coverage? You think?
I am.
See, that's what I'm thinking, guys. Me personally, I tell you, but the whole thing that I miss is, don't be wrong. I mean, I think it's great that we are able to get these videos up, and we're going to try to see if we can get the one from Tom Brady. And I think it's fantastic that the NFL has at least allowed to do virtual coverage, but I mean, man, I miss being in the middle of it, to be honest with you. I mean, I miss being there. I miss being able to give people that actual real coverage. So, I mean, that's it. Let's see if we can get this Tom Brady interview up here. I'm going to try it one more time, see if we can share this. And you guys will be able to see Mr. Brady. I think the video might be a little bit long. Maybe that's why it's not. Tom Terrific about to come on, guys. We're going to take a look at the interview from, this is what they call opening night. Tom Brady at the podium. Let's take a peek. I think it's there. It is.
Played against him. Always had a lot of respect for him. And then now that we're working together, it's been great. He's got a great work ethic, great football IQ, and it's just been a growing process for both of us and growing together. And when you work together for a long period of time, you start, we begin to see the game very similar. When he's watching film, he thinks, oh, this is what Tom would like, and vice versa. So it's taken some time to get there because we didn't have, obviously, a lot of the things that we normally have with football. And over the last, couple months, we certainly execute a little bit better. And that's a credit to all the coaches, all the players who have really worked hard to get us to the point we're at in this season, which is 6 days to go and 1 game left. And it's for everything. So I'm excited to see what we can come up with for Sunday.
We'll go to Dan Pompey.
How come I don't get to see them at all? Why do I just get to see me? What's up with that, Chris?
Hey, Tom. As you know, you and Michael Jordan both have 6.
Okay, I'm going to pause that right there. You hear what he said? See, that was my whole thing about doing this virtual coverage. He said that he couldn't, this is the crazy thing, he couldn't see us. None of the people could really see what was going on with us. We were just like these virtual like heads, and that was it. So that was the thing that kind of got me as well, is that why we couldn't get more coverage to kind of see what was going on. So that was my side. But let's go back to more of the Tom Brady interview here from opening night at Super Bowl 55.
Championships. What do you think of Michael and the possibility of having one more championship than he has?
Well, Michael's one of my sports idols, so I think he's pretty incredible. And I think for me, it's about being a part of a lot of great teams, and to have the opportunity to play in this game means a lot to me. It's a lot of commitment, sacrificed by a lot of guys, and obviously we're 1 game away from the ultimate goal in this sport, And I've been a part of that ultimate goal 6 other times. So they're all different. They've all meant something a little bit different to me. They've all been very unique in their own way. And it'd just be cool to accomplish it this time. I don't compare them to the other times. Those were all magical moments in my life, and no one could ever take those away from me. And hopefully we can finish this season strong and, win a Super Bowl. That's why we're here.
Yeah, so it's interesting kind of listening to his whole comments there. One of the things that he talked about is they asked him, I watched an interview that he did with NFL Films after his first Super Bowl. And he was asked a question. He said, hey, you know what? We saw a couple of years ago, I shouldn't say a couple of years, about 15 years before that, Dan Marino, who was in his second year, had lit up the league, had a chance to play in the Super Bowl against Joe Montana. And they had an interesting ad with Pepsi at the end. And he talked about basically both guys kind of walking off into the sunset, say, Joe, see you next year. Well, Joe Montana went back to the Super Bowl, I think 2 more times. But unfortunately, that was the one and only appearance for Dan Marino in an 18-year career. So they asked Tom, they said, hey, well, is that something you ever thought about? Tom didn't even flinch. He said, nope. He said, not at all. He said what he did was he talked to a guy when he was at Michigan. There you go, big shout out for Michigan. And the equipment manager had won a bunch of Big Ten titles and so forth, and he had all the rings on. And Tom looked at him, he said, hey, man, which one is your favorite championship ring? And he said, the guy looked at him, he said, the next one.
Ha! Said, I love it.
Right. And that's why this is the kind of mentality that you have to be great. Because in essence, Tom Brady is now going through what Michael Jordan had to go through, to some degree, what at a lesser degree, what LeBron James has went through, is that, and what Tiger Woods went through a lot, which is what I think kind of causes decline. You no longer are competing against other competitors. You're competing against a different version of yourself, which is crazy. I mean, Tom Brady is answering questions about, hey, how do you stack up against, not against other quarterbacks, but against the 39-year-old Tom Brady? That's crazy.
That's true, but I love it because you are your only competition.
Right. Yeah, and you have to look at it that way. I mean, you have to, you have to always kind of in your mind think about that. And that's one of the things that I appreciate you. And there's been a couple other folks that have come on the show that kind of get it. They're like, hey, we know that maybe like, and I tell people, I guess I just never thought about it. But like I watch some of the Zoom broadcasts and I'm like, what do you have? Hey man, like what you got in the kitchen? And I'm just saying like I did, like we showed the NFL Network, and I'll pull this clip up. The NFL Network, and guys, I appreciate you. I love you all. But they showed these guys and you watch like they're in their hotel room, sitting on the bed. I'm like, dude, at least go to the desk. Nope. They're just like, hey, how you doing? And so I always appreciate the fact that you make sure you got your well-lit ring light is on, and not that a beauty queen would ever kind of come out with her hair like in disarray, but I mean, like every time you come out, everything's nice, and so I mean, but it makes it, to me, I'd rather come on a broadcast when that's why we try to make sure that we do the same thing here on my end to try to, give you good background and good backdrops and also good lighting so that when people tune into the show, it's something that they say, hey, this seems like it's a well-done show. So I just want to say thumbs up.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Some of those be looking real crazy. I mean, I've been thinking about stuff, I guess for me, the idea of doing, a show where you, at least have a backdrop, at least have something where you can be, at a desk, not sitting on your bed at the hotel room. I can see your headboard back there. I'm thinking, man, I didn't want to see all that. Come on, this is my Super Bowl coverage. I'm trying to get into the groove. I'm not trying to just, have you looking like, I interrupted your room service. I'm just saying. Just saying. I guess I'm in my feelings a little bit. Well, I'm sorry, guys. My bad. But yeah, I appreciate everybody again who is logged on to Facebook. Let's go back to social media here. We got a big shout out from a guy who also does his own podcast, Nathan Lewis. He is appreciative of what we're doing here. He simply says, Hey, it is a good show. We've got a lot of action on social media. I'm so sorry, guys. I've been kind of away from it for a little bit here. We've actually some of them, and we're way down the road. Let's go here to first affiliate man is back. And he says, I hear now the Falcons may take Alabama cornerback in the first round. We talked about that. We got our guy saying, hey, yo, let's scroll down here. We have David Morris. We'll skip him. Let's see what he's got on social media. Here he is. Nathan Lewis. He says, hey, man, nice show. Thank you, sir. Big kudos and shout out because Nathan, like I said again, does his own show. He's got a couple of great podcasts that are, matter of fact, I think that even some of them now are about to be syndicated. So big shout out to you, Nathan. We appreciate the love. And again, appreciate all those of you watching the broadcast, whether it be on Facebook Live, whether it be on YouTube Live, all you new people on Twitch, and of course, I always want to give a big shout out to those who are watching via the replay on Periscope, which will soon be Twitter TV. Isn't that crazy? Periscope is gone. It's out of here. Now, did you do much Periscope stuff there, Ms. Stolman, or you just kind of kept it with Instagram and Facebook?
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
There you go. Well, now, like I said, it's going to be Twitter TV. Periscope is shifting all that stuff over. So we are excited about that. Well, now, since you're such the prognosticator on who's going to win the game, I have a question for you. Who do you think was going to be the key impact player in the game? Who do you think might even have a shot to be the MVP? Who do you think?
Tom Brady.
Who again?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. That was real quick. She said, I'm going with what I know. Tom.
I mean, what can you say? Look who he is. Tom Brady breaks records. He will. I think that he definitely have some trick plays that he's planning on running tomorrow. Things that we have not seen that's only for the Super Bowl. And I think that he's going to really make a big difference and make some great plays. So
Yeah,
I
so
think that he will be the one to win the MVP.
Well, here's what I think. Interesting enough, I think that Tampa, if they do win, he may not be the MVP. I think that it might require somebody from the defense or maybe the running game to have a big game. I think it's going to be a lot like the way the last couple of Super Bowl wins actually only 2 Super Bowl wins for John Elway, where he really had to rely a lot on his teammates versus his own personal skill. Because a lot of people forget that, Brady threw, I think it was 3 interceptions against New Orleans, and he was okay against Green Bay, but it really was the defense that kind of carried the day. So I think that Tampa Bay wins. I look for somebody on that defense, maybe like Devin White, to possibly be a big impact player. And again, a lot of people saying, dude, are you crazy going against Patrick Mahomes? I'm just saying. And that would be my other pick, that Patrick Mahomes would do the back-to-back, take the Chiefs not only to the back-to-back Super Bowl win, but be a back-to-back Super Bowl MVP. So that would be my other guy. Ooh.
Well, you can't have more than one pick, Jonathan. you have to go to one or the other.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get a freeze frame of that look, because when I said something about Mahomes, you gave me so much side eye. I thought I was gonna fall off the screen. You thought I was looking at him for a second. I looked up. I said, "Oh, shooting at me like that." I mean, the whole eye roll, the whole head moved to the side.
Well, I didn't roll my eyes.
No, you didn't. Actually did, but you gave me the side eye. You gave me that look
yes, because you can't pick 2 people. Say, oh, well, maybe him or maybe him. You have to pick one MVP. And for one team, you're picking an MVP for this team, an MVP for this team. It's like that's if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win. But if the Kansas City Chiefs win, it's like, who are you taking? You said the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but do you really want the Kansas City Chiefs to win? It's
I'm hedging my bets. I'm just saying, hedging my bets right now. I'm kind of both sides across the middle. I'm trying to, make sure I got all the bases covered. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to.
You're trying to cover it. So if they lose, then it's like, oh, but I said this person or this team.
Yeah,
but if they win, then I said this person.
I was saying, hopefully nobody tapes this so I can come back and say, oh, no, remember I said Tampa Bay. I picked Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. I picked it. Y'all just weren't paying attention. So, but yeah, I think at the end of the day, good, bad, different. Would I like to see Kansas City win again? Sure. Always good to see history in the making, see a back-to-back champion. I think that their team is very exciting to watch. But, you know, you got those harbingers of bad stuff in the mix. You know, this idea about, like I said, again, they've lost 3 offensive linemen that won't be playing. So now you got 3 brand new guys that I talked about earlier in the program going against a very stout Tampa Bay defense. You have a situation where, unfortunately, sadly, the head coach's son is involved in a traffic accident where a young child has been seriously injured in intensive care. And obviously, he's going to be brought up probably on charges of drunk driving. And, oh, by the way, he's part of the coaching staff. So,
yeah. And he will not be traveling to the game.
Right. And then also with Kansas City, even though he very, very nicely handled everything, you had a situation with Eric Bieniemy, their offensive coach, offensive coordinator. So many people thought that he was going to be picked up as a head coach somewhere. And really, he spent a lot of time answering questions on why he was not selected to be a head coach. And even Brian Leftwich had to go with some of that same stuff from Tampa Bay. But so you got a lot of moving parts that don't add up well for Kansas City winning. Let's go back to social media. Our man on Twitter TV, affiliate man, says, hey, are we doing a draft show? Yeah, so once the Super Bowl is over, we will be bringing on some people that will talk about the draft. And he says, hold on a second, he says he has anger issues. I guess he's talking about Andy's son, Brian. You're saying he's got anger issues? So y'all just putting all this stuff on me. I had no idea. I didn't get that deep into it. I just know the guy had a car accident, and that was really a big problem. So, I don't know, man. Like I say again, I just, as much as I want Kansas City to win, I just think that Tampa Bay is gonna pull it out. As much as it's not because of you, Tree. I want to give you your props. It's not because I'm,
Oh, I know it's not because of me. I know that.
She said, I've already made my pick. I made my pick early in the situation, and so I'm here. But yeah, like I said, it was great. It was great to see all the sites that you saw down there. I'm going to see if I can pop up a couple of pictures here of some of the look that we had down in Tampa Bay. Let's see if I can get some stuff on the screen. I don't know. Here's some of the one of the big flyers there. There's the Brady against Mahomes. That's one of the big ones they have up there. That's the CBS.
I love
here's
that one.
Yep, here's where we are actually. That's our shot there of our backstage there, and this was our backstage shot the other day when Tree was out on the Riverwalk. So yeah, man, just a great scenario, great scene out there in Tampa, and just like some exciting stuff to see all that. And glad that we're a part of it, and glad that we're able to bring you guys some coverage, let you guys see some of the interviews. Let's see if I can kind of go into the archives here and see if we can fish up one more interview before we drop out of here, and then we're going to let Ms. Stolman tell you how you can find out more about her and how you guys can find out more about me as well. Again, you're watching the Real Talk Sports Show as we broadcast to you on every portal we can, but especially on YouTube, TV, on Facebook, live, also on Twitch. And we got some people now watching us on Twitch. And, of course, our old favorites on Periscope, a.k.a. Twitter TV, especially those of you watching on the replay. We appreciate you guys for doing that as well. Let's go here to our bag of tricks here and see if we can get one more interview up out of here from all the stuff that we saw. Let's take a peek here and see who we can find in the archives. Oh, this guy would be kind of funny here. Let's see if we can get a little bit from the Rob Gronkowski press conference, because you know the Gronk always up to some mischief. So let's see if we can get a little bit from him. No, you know what? I got to be fair. Let me go across and give you guys a little love. Let's see if we can grab the Kansas City quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. Let's see if I can kind of grab him and get him up here on the screen. And you guys can see a little bit of his interview, I hope. It is searching. Whoa, so we can't do that. All right, let's try one more here. Let's see what we got. We're going into the archives of all of our things that we did here at Kansas City and also with Tampa Bay. We have done Tampa Bay stuff. Let's see if we can get one interview out from the Kansas City Chiefs. We could not get Patrick Mahomes. We'll try. Let's see what else we have here from Tampa Bay. From Kansas City. Oh, here's the young man that everybody seems to like, the Honey Badger. Let's see if we can get the Tyrone Matthew interview. The Honey Badger talking about his excitement playing with the Super Bowl. Hopefully we can pull it up here. And there we go. It's coming. There we go. Coming up next is Tyron Matthew from the Kansas City Chiefs. eventually on Podium 9. Tyron, where are you at? And he's coming. There he is.
I'm just trying my best to kind of raise the tempo and
great way keeping composure with maintaining high energy. We talked yesterday with Dave Merritt, and we both agreed we don't know how you don't get flagged sometimes for playing to the echo of the whistle, and it maybe seems like the exact line, how much officials are going to put up with out there. How do you do that? How do you know that?
Well, I got a good relationship with most of the referees. They know me. They know I'm a good guy. They know I don't mean any harm. They know I'm just trying my best to kind of raise the tempo and the energy of the people around me. But like you said, I think it all comes down to, obviously keeping your composure, and not really hurting your team or getting a penalty that, sets you back.
Okay, next up, we're going to go to Diana Rossini.
Hey, Ty. It's good to see you. It's already Wednesday, but at the same time, it's only Wednesday. We took so many days to get here. Can you describe what it's been like for you guys? Just sort of the last week or so leading up to it. Has there been a shift in energy yet? Kind of explain where you guys are at it as a team now.
Yeah, I think, a lot of the information is in. All the game plan is in. So right now we're, just trying our best to, keep that engine rolling. Trying our best not to peak too soon. Like you mentioned, we're still a couple days away from the big game. You don't want to, have too much energy before the game. You want to kind of build up to it. But, I think we're in the right mindset.
Watch a little bit from the Honey Badger.
I think we understand.
Kansas City Chief defensive back Tyrone Matthews, the guy that a lot of people felt would have been a good fit here in Atlanta when he had some ability to be a free agent. But that's what I'm talking about from a guy playing the defensive back position. He's a game changer. He's a ball hawk. He's a guy, as he said, so I don't say eloquently, but got to the point, said, I like to turn the temperature up in the room. And that's the kind of guy I'd like to see Atlanta get here. Guy kind of turn the heat up a little bit, get his teammates fired up. But like he said, knowing that line from, what's kind of getting you fired up and getting the team pumped up and something that would maybe cause a penalty. That's what I want to see here in the Atlanta area. I want to see something like that. Well, I can't believe it. Our little pop-up show, we bought at the end. So now, how we do it. We got to let people know how they find out more about you, website, social media. The floor is yours.
But everyone can find me at It's Latresa on Instagram. That's ITSLATRESA.
There you go. Popped up right there. See how nice that was, guys? Right to the point. She says, hey, you got one word, bam, it's Latresa. Find me there. And you can actually, you'll see when you go to that, you'll be able to find the social media to follow you on your beauty pageant page. And also the nonprofit stuff you do, all that's on that one location. So that makes it real easy. Now, as for me personally, you can follow me on social media. You can actually follow the show, Real Talk Sports 7. So Real Talk Sports, the number 7, that's how you can follow us. Also, if you want to follow me personally, you can hit me up at Minister J Sim. That's me, my own personal one. And you can follow that. I try to give you some inspiration there and give you some motivational quotes. If I can, really, I try to give you some Bible scriptures because I think it's very, very important that we all know more about the Lord. So you can follow me right there again at Minister Jason, or follow the show, please, at Real Talk Sports 7. Remember, we have a YouTube page. So follow us on YouTube. This is a YouTube page right here. It's Real Talk Sports TV. That's us. Or you can just put in Real Talk Sports, and I think there's 3 of us here, but we come up first. So again, check us out, Real Talk Sports TV. That's our channel, and you can find out more about us, and you also can watch the show as well. All right, we want to say as we do each week, thank you for watching. Appreciate all you guys. And until the next time, we'll be on again tomorrow. We'll come back on and we'll give you a quick preview before the game starts. And of course, remember, go to our various social media pages. We're going to get pictures up from the event and videos up from Super Bowl 55 all week as we go through today and tomorrow. All right, guys, remember, keep it locked right here. Don't go anywhere. Real Talk Sports 7, Real Talk Sports TV. You can find us. It's Latresa. This boom, bang, boom. We keep it simple. All right, guys, until next time, God bless you and have a good night. So long, senior citizens.
Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net.